Has Nigeria ever averaged 5 fatal plane crashes per year, as claimed by Reno Omokri? A fact-check report by Desmond Chinedunweke. On September 3, 2024, at 7:23 p.m. X timing, a former Nigerian presidential aide, Reno Omokri, posted the following on his X page, and I quote, "Exactly 21 years today, I returned from the United Kingdom and immediately began working at the presidential villa. At that time, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was president. I was issued this ID card on that day in 2003. It is easy to think that Nigeria has not changed, but if you go down memory lane objectively, it will be apparent that we have made much progress. Let me cite some examples. One thing I remember then was that Nigeria was averaging 5 fatal plane crashes a year. Please fact check me. $10,000 if you can fault me. That is how bad our aviation safety record was. Today, those days are long gone, hopefully forever. The last deadly crash we had was in 2021. That's a screenshot. This is a part of a longer post. While I found many issues with the entire post, I am using this means to respond to Omokri's fact-check challenge just at the point where he issued it. That is his claim that, and I quote, Nigeria was averaging 5 fatal plane crashes a year, unquote, around his reference time. As he wrote in the post, and I quote, "One thing I remember then was that Nigeria was averaging 5 fatal plane crashes a year. Please fact check me." A brief analysis of Nigeria's AMISAP history. A Channels TV document entitled Timeline of Plane Crashes in Nigeria, last updated on October 4, 2013 and retrieved on September 4, 2024, shows that the first plane crash ever in the Nigerian aviation history occurred on June 4, 1956. That was in Kano, involving a British Overseas Airways Corporation BOS's 4-engine Canadair C4 Argonaut airliner. That first air accident in Nigeria was unfortunately fatal, killing 3 of the 7 crew members and 29 of the 38 passengers. Below is a tabular analysis of Channels TV's timeline of plane crashes in Nigeria, showing the air mishaps in Nigeria that were fatal or non-fatal in each year. That an air mishap occurred between June 4, 1956 and October 4, 2013, when the document was last updated. You see 3 columns here, one for year of air mishap, the other for determining whether the air mishap was fatal or non-fatal, and the other one for some detail of each mishap for the sake of further research. You will see it at the main document that will be linked to from the description section of this video entry on YouTube. So it continues all the way until 2013. So, when did Nigeria ever average 5 fatal plane crashes a year, as Omokri claimed? According to Skybrary, a popular electronic repository of safety knowledge related to flight operations, air traffic management, and aviation safety in general, and based on International Civil Aviation Organization's ADREP injury level taxonomy, the word fatal means, and I quote, death from an injury received in the occurrence which occurs within 30 days of the accident. That's the screenshot. This is a statistically accepted use in media reporting, such as Channels TV's timeline of plane crashes in Nigeria that was used in composing the above table. A further analysis of the above table based on this definition yields the following results. This second table has 4 columns, one for year of aviation accidents, the other one for number of aviation accidents during the year, the other for number of fatal aviation accidents during the year, and the other for number of non-fatal aviation accidents during the year. It continues, representing all the years that were represented in the previous table up to 2013. Now here is a synopsis of the 2 tables above. In 1956, there was 1 fatal air accident in Nigeria. 1969, 1, 1973, 1, 78, 1, 1983, 1, 1988, 1, 1991, 1991, 2 fatal accidents, 1992, 1, 1995, 2, 1996, 2. In 1997, there were 2 major accidents, but 1 was fatal, while 1 was not. The same thing happened in 2000. In 2002, the 2 major accidents of that year were fatal. In 2003, there was 1 non-fatal accident. In 2004, 1 fatal and 2 non-fatal accidents. 2005, 4 fatal and 6 non-fatal. That was the worst year. 10 incidents in total, but only 4 were fatal. 2006, there were 3 fatal accidents. In 2007, there was 1 non-fatal accident. In 2008, there was 1 fatal accident. In 2011, there was 1 non-fatal accident. In 2012, there were 4 major accidents, but 3 were fatal, while 1 was not fatal. Then in 2013, there was just 1 accident. Unfortunately, it was fatal. Now, here is a summary of Nigeria's fatal aviation accident history since 2014. 2014. Further research reveals that Nigeria experienced 1 fatal aviation accident in 2014. It occurred on December 15, 2014 at Mayo Ado in Adamawa State, involving a Donia 228-201 aircraft operated by the Nigerian Air Force. The accident killed all 7 people on board. The aircraft was on a surveillance mission when it crashed due to bad weather conditions. In 2015, 2 major aviation accidents were reported in the Nigerian media. Fortunately, both accidents were non-fatal. The first one occurred on August 29, 2015 at Kaduna Airport, involving a Donia 228-201 aircraft operated by the Nigerian Air Force. The accident had the aircraft overshooting the runway during landing and crashed into a nearby bush. All passengers and crew members on board survived. The second aviation accident in Nigeria in 2015 occurred on October 3 at Akure Airport, Ondo State. It involved a King Air 200 operated by Chartered Air Nigeria. The aircraft made an emergency landing due to a burst tire, and all passengers and crew members on board survived. 2016, there were no reported plane crashes in Nigeria in 2016 that resulted in fatalities or significant damage. However, there were a few incidents and minor accidents, such as a Turkish Airlines plane made an emergency landing at the Kano International Airport due to a technical issue. A Midview Airline plane experienced a burst tire during takeoff from the Lagos airport, but no one was injured. A Dana airplane overshot the runway while landing at the Port Harcourt airport, but all passengers and crew members were safely evacuated. In 2017, it was happily another fatality-free year for the Nigerian aviation industry. However, there were a few incidents and minor accidents, including the following. A Dana airplane overshot the runway while landing at the Port Harcourt airport, but all passengers and crew members were safely evacuated. An Air-Peace plane made an emergency landing at the Lagos airport due to a technical issue. A Midview Airline plane experienced a delay in taking off from the Lagos airport due to a technical issue. In 2018, the Nigerian aviation industry recorded 2 major mishaps in 2018. One was fatal and the other non-fatal. The fatal case occurred on May 27, 2018 at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja due to bad weather conditions, involving a Gulfstream G4 operated by the Nigerian Air Force. The accident unfortunately killed all 17 people on board. The non-fatal but major aviation accident in Nigeria occurred on October 3, 2019. A Boeing 737-400 operated by Medview Airline made an emergency landing at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos due to a burst tire, but all passengers and crew members on board survived. 2019 was another fatality-free year for the Nigerian aviation industry. However, there were a few incidents and minor accidents, including these. Turkish airline plane made an emergency landing at the Port Harcourt International Airport due to a technical issue. An AP's plane overshot the runway while landing at the Port Harcourt Airport, but all passengers and crew members were safely evacuated. A King A200 plane operated by the Nigerian police made an emergency landing at the Abuja Airport due to a technical issue. 2020. Again in 2020, the Nigerian aviation industry recorded 0 fatalities. However, there were a few incidents and minor accidents such as this. A Middle East Airlines plane made an emergency landing at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos due to a technical issue. An Azman airplane overshot the runway while landing at the Kaduna Airport, but all passengers and crew members were safely evacuated. A King Air 350i plane operated by Nigerian Air Force crashed during takeoff at the Abuja Airport, but all passengers and crew members survived. 2021, the Nigerian aviation industry unfortunately recorded a fatal accident in 2021. The accident, which occurred on May 21, 2021, happened at Kaduna International Airport, Kaduna State, involving a Beechcraft King Air 350i operated by the Nigerian Air Force. The accident killed all 11 people on board. The aircraft crashed while attempting to land at the Kaduna International Airport due to bad weather conditions. All 11 personnel on board, including the then Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, were unfortunately killed in the accident. 2022, there were no reported plane crashes in Nigeria in 2022 that resulted in fatalities. However, there were a few incidents and minor accidents such as the following. A MAX airplane made an emergency landing at the Kano International Airport due to a technical issue. An Azman airplane experienced a bird strike while taking off from the Lagos airport, but safely returned and landed without incident. A private jet, a Gulfstream G650, overran the runway while landing at the Benin airport, but all passengers and crew members were safely evacuated. 2023 was fortunately another fatality-free year for the Nigerian aviation industry. However, there were some non-fatal cases such as these. A Jabiru J430 light aircraft operated by A First Hospitality and Tours burst into flames while on a test flight and crashed in Oba Akron Avenue in Lagos. Fortunately, no life was lost. A CRJ 900 Bombardier operated by Value Jet slipped on taxi turn after landing safely at the Port Harcourt Airport and cleared off the runway. A helicopter belonging to the Nigerian Air Force crashed in Port Harcourt in December 2023. Although all the crew members sustained various degrees of injury, no life was lost due to accident. 2024. So far in 2024, the Nigerian aviation industry has fortunately not recorded any fatal accident. However, there have been a few non-fatal cases like these. Like a Nigerian Air Force Super Moshark trainer aircraft was involved in a mishap about 3.5 nautical miles from Kaduna Military Airfield. The 2 pilots on board fortunately came out unhurt. A Dana aircraft flying from Abuja to Lagos veered off the runway while landing at MMA Lagos. Although it was wrongly reported in many Nigerian media platforms as a crash landing, the NCAA corrected that, saying it was just a runway issue, not even an accident, but an incident. It cannot be classified as an accident. So, and all the 83 passengers and crew members were unhurt. Final finding. Nigeria never averaged 5 plane crashes a year, as Reno Omokri claimed. Reno Omokri has said as follows in his ex-post here under scrutiny, and I quote, "Exactly 21 years ago today, I returned from the United Kingdom and immediately began working at the presidential villa. At that time, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was president. I was issued this ID card on that day in 2003. One thing I remember then was that Nigeria was averaging 5 fatal plane crashes a year," unquote. Thus, his reference year was 2003. The channel's TV document, on which a significant amount of this study is based, covers a period of 57 years that includes Omokri's reference year, as well as for 7 years before his reference year and 10 years after that inclusively. Thus, the document satisfactorily takes care of the time frame referred to as then, when Omokri has said, and I quote, "One thing I remember then was that Nigeria was averaging 5 fatal plane crashes a year," unquote. Now, in none of the years, both before and after 2003, right up to 2024, has Nigeria ever recorded up to 5 fatal plane crashes. So it is absolutely impossible to average 5 per year, no matter how the calculation is done. The very worst year for Nigeria in terms of aviation accidents was 2005, when the country recorded a whopping 10 mishaps. However, only 4 out of the 10 were fatal. This fact-check exercise was conducted and reported by Desmond Chineduweke, whose LinkedIn profile is here. Thus, Desmond Chineduweke maintains an exclusive right over this document as it is made available to the public this Wednesday, 4th September 2024. For any inquiry related to this, email awakdigest@gmail.com. Thank you.